Hi, this is Jason, and this is my daily vlog called Living with CMT. I hope you enjoy. Well, good evening, folks. It's Saturday evening. I'm having a whiskey and coke to celebrate Liverpool winning again. 7th straight win, which is a miracle. I've not seen it in my time of supporting them, I must admit. But yeah, a fantastic result today. Beat Southampton 3-0. I thought I'd get that out of the way right at the start because I've got a certain watcher who's an Everton fan, and if you don't know, obviously if you're not English, you won't know that Everton and Liverpool are rivals, and just lately over the last few years Liverpool have dominated them, so he doesn't like me talking about Liverpool much, so that's the end of that. But we won, we're top of the league until tomorrow when Chelsea play. Yeah, I've spent most of the day actually watching football. Well, most of this afternoon I've been watching. First of all, I watched Eastleigh against Dagenham and Redbridge, which is Vanarama Conference, which is lower leagues. But it was a really good game. It was very, very enjoyable. There was some good play good play going on. Then I watched Tottenham. I'm going mental. Yes, I am. Brighton against Tottenham game. That was a really good game. Tottenham deserved winning, don't get me wrong, but Brighton really played well in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Once they scored a goal, then even though it was in the 93rd minute, Tottenham were under pressure, and it could have ended up 2 each. I tell you, it could have ended up 2 each, and I don't think Pochettino would have been very happy. He's the Tottenham manager, in case you don't know. Then I flicked through the Germany game, Schalke against Bayern Munich. Now, I've got nothing against Bayern Munich, don't get me wrong, nothing against them whatsoever. I just cannot stand watching them play. They bore me silly. Now, if you're a Bayern Munich fan, don't have a go at me. It's just my personal opinion. I can't stand watching them. They dominate the league almost every year. They play the same sort of football. They bring the same players in to replace the same sort of players. They don't do anything different at all. It's always the same style, no matter who manages them. And it just bores me. It really does bore me. The thing about being a Liverpool fan is whenever we get a different manager, and he tends to come in and try and change how we play. And that's what you want. You want somebody who's going to try and get you to play his way. You know, put a bit of a slant on things, change things around. And it just doesn't happen at Bayern Munich, no matter who they get in. I'm more a Dortmund fan, to be perfectly honest with you. I was a Dortmund fan when Jurgen Klopp, who's now the Liverpool manager, was manager. And then I was also a Dortmund fan when Thomas Tuchel was manager. And I can't remember his name now, I feel like an idiot. But our current Dortmund team, I follow them as well. I can't remember who the bloody manager is. No, it's escaped me. But they drew today, 1 each. Now, it might sound a bad result away from home, but they were 1-0 down, and they had a man sent off after that. But they did well to come back and score. And 2 of my favourite players were involved in the goal. One was Pulisic, who scored the goal. But my favourite player of all time for Dortmund, Marco Reus, he's absolutely amazing. You know, why? I mean, he stayed at Dortmund, and credit to him for doing that, but he's had offers from massive bigger clubs than Dortmund. I'm not saying Dortmund aren't a big club, because they are, they're a really big club, but he's had offers. And I tell you something, that guy he could play on any team, he could play with any players under any manager, and he would make a success of it. He is an amazing player, Marco Reus is. Always try and buy him when I play my FIFA games. If I'm a manager, I always try and buy Marco Reus. No matter who I'm even if I'm playing for Port Vale, I'll try and bloody buy him. Don't ask me why. Anyway, like I say, I'm having a whiskey. Today, this arrived. It's my Sony Xperia 2. Isn't that a beautiful picture of Deb, don't you think? I think she looks lovely there. It's my wife, beautiful wife. Anyway, yeah, that came today. Now, normally, I dread getting a mobile phone, and the reason being is it takes me about 5-6 hours to transfer all my stuff on, because it's a process of copy this, paste, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, oh no, not that again. But it wasn't this time. All I had to do was turn my phone on, hold my other phone to the back of each other like that, made a beeping sound. I put them to one side, and it transferred all the stuff over for me automatically. Love modern technology when it does things like that. It saves a lot of time and effort. Sorry, I look like a right scruff. Yeah, so that was me daytime really, from about 11 o'clock onwards, because my phone came about 11. This came about 12:30. Now that's you back to front, I know. It's called Narcos, and it's a fantastic series, and it's on Netflix. if ever you get a chance to watch it and you like your dark, gritty sort of drug empire type things, then you'll love it, because the first season is actually about, you'll know the guy who it's about, Pablo Escobar. Anybody who's anybody knows that he was one of the most famous drug dealers in the world. You know, I mean, you can't mention drugs without mentioning Pablo Escobar. He was really famous for it, or infamous, whichever way you look at it. And it's all about them, how they sort of tried to get to him and tried to catch him, and his ultimate downfall at the end of the day for season 2. But it's really good. It's dark, it's gritty. The person who plays Pablo Escobar is absolutely brilliant. He scares the hell out of me. He really does. He is such a good actor. He plays the part fantastic. There's another series on Netflix that I'm watching. I've only watched the first season so far, and that's called El Chapo, and that's a really, really good one as well. That's about Colombian drug smuggling. I don't know why it is. I've got this fascination with drug smuggling. No idea. Anyway, but yeah, that they're really, really good, and I recommend them. If you get a chance and you like dark, gritty stuff, and it is dark and gritty, then you watch it. It's worth the watch. Now, I haven't done any writing today, or anything associated with writing, or anything associated with my books. I've took a day off because I was getting to the stage where that's all I was thinking about. I was just thinking about editing, putting menus in, putting page numbers in, and it was driving me a bit nuts, bit loopy. And today, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm having problems with my hands. As you can see, I've got problems with my hands today. I've also got problems with just above my elbow on this side. I think it's because I'm an idiot, and what I mean by that is whenever I get angry or excited, I've got this habit of stretching my arms out as far as they'll go and twisting them. Stupid, I know, and they crack. Only I think I've done a bit more damage than I would like to have done, if you know what I mean. It's my fault. I do stupid things like that sometimes when I get angry, but it saves punching a wall or thumping through a glass door like some people do, you know. And I certainly don't take my anger out on people, on my wife. I don't take my anger out. I've never done that in a million years, because when I was in a previous relationship, I was actually on the other side of that, and I was used as a punch bag, so I know exactly what that feels like. And I've got 2 rules. One is I never cheat, as in cheat, as in physically cheat, and the other one is I never have been violent towards anybody I've ever been out with, or any woman I've ever known. I do tell a lie. Once I thumped my sister, but I could be forgiven for that because I was very young. And she was really driving me absolutely mental, so I just stood up and thumped her and knocked her backwards through a door. But that's all forgiven and forgotten about. That was absolutely years ago. I was about 15 at the time, so it's over 30 years ago. Time flies. Yeah, so I did once thump a woman. I hold my hands up to that. Yeah, I shouldn't have done it, but I did it, and it was years ago. But how? People always ask me how I didn't thump the woman who I was married to before. Her name was Julie. I often refer to her as Psycho, and everybody always laughs, but anybody who knows her will know what I mean. But yeah, so I've been on the other side of that. I've been in an abusive relationship, and it's not nice, and I would rather smother somebody with kisses and love than punches and bruises, you know what I mean? Old romantic, it's a poet in me. Well, it says something. When I was with Psycho, as I will refer to her as, I wrote 2 poems in 3.5 years. When I was with Deb, I wrote over 100 in 10 months. Romantic poetry. It just goes to show you the difference in the people and the way I felt about them. I mean, don't get me wrong, of course, you know, you don't marry somebody if you don't love them. I wasn't forced into it or nothing. But it's something I don't regret, because if I hadn't have done it, it led me down the path that led me to Deb, if you know what I mean. Everything leads to something else, and if I would go through it all again to get where I am now. If I had to go through all the abuse and all the physical, harm I came to in order to get to where I am now, married to a wonderful woman like Deb, then I would do it in a heartbeat. I wouldn't stop anything. I would go through it all again. The bruises, the threats, I would do it all again just for her, definitely. It's my world. Anyway, she's not here because otherwise she'd be dead embarrassed by now. I'm not doing a lot tomorrow. Maybe, depending on the weather, we might nip out to the co-op or across to Farm Foods and Lidl. We're not quite sure yet. Just depends on the weather, really, because when I got up this morning, it was windy again. The wind had died down, but unfortunately for Deb, she hadn't slept all night, so I left in bed. I just didn't bother waking her. I thought, nah, I've got football on and I can do stuff myself. You know, I'm not helpless. You know. But yeah, so that's basically been my day today, to be honest. I hope you're all well. Thank you for the response from my videos yesterday. I'm now on Instagram, by the way. Deb got me to download it onto my phone because it's a new phone. I wanted to wait until I got my phone. Now, of course, the problem I've got, if you look at that phone, it's thin, innit? And my old case won't fit my new phone. So the first thing I've had to do is go straight onto the internet and order myself a case and a pop socket for the back. You know what I'm like with pop sockets. And they will be here. Unfortunately, I ordered them off Wish, and it's going to take 4 weeks nearly for them to get here. Well, that's no good to me because I'll need my phone before then. So I've been onto eBay and managed to get one, another pop socket in the case, which will be here by 3 days. 3 days, I think, max. So that'll be good. That'll be good. Because you know what I'm like for gripping and stuff like that. I'm not going to risk it. No chance. Knowing my luck, I'd take my phone out. First thing I'd do is drop the thing on the floor and smash. It's not good. Anyway, I shall let you all disappear. I've been on over 11 minutes and I shall speak to you all soon. You take care and hope you're all well. Bye for now. I meant to add, sorry, when I was telling you about the phone, the one thing I forgot to do was tell you that it's a really, really good phone. It's a Sony Xperia XA2. Now, I'm not getting paid for doing this, so I don't think I'm promoting anything. I'm not. It's just that if I find something good that I think will be useful to people, then I tell them about it. Now, this phone, my old phone was a 13 megapixel camera. This one's 23 megapixel camera. Well, I've never had a phone that powerful before, so it'll be handy for me for when I'm out for doing my vlogging and all this kind of stuff. It's also got a lot more space on it. Oh, say space, yeah, space. It's got 16 gig that can be up to 32. Sorry, 32 gig that can be up to 256. So it can actually store 256 gig, which is ideal for me. It's got a bigger screen. It's got a lot more flexibility, if you know what I mean. I can, with the camera being smack in the middle, which as you can see, the camera's smack in the middle. But you see that little thing just below it? This is what cracks me up. That's actually for fingerprint identification. So I can actually set it so that it's just my fingerprint that it needs in order to come on, which is useful providing you've got clean fingers. If you haven't got clean fingers, then you're a bit knackered. But yeah, so if you get a chance and you want a decent phone for a middle price, I mean, you're not talking like your 700, 800 quids like your iPhones and your Samsung Galaxy S9s or whatever the bloody hell's out now. It's a Sony Xperia XA2 and I highly recommend it. So that's me doing my salesman talk. I don't even know how much they cost, I haven't a clue, but it's a good phone. It's a really good phone and it's so easy to use and easy to set up as well. So, bye for now. If you're enjoying the videos I'm doing and you want to see more, you can subscribe by clicking the link there. And if you want to see my exciting day from yesterday, you can click up there. Thank you again for taking the time to watch my videos. Bye for now.